just start speaking, it'll catch up.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Norwich City Council Licensing Subcommittee on Monday, 5th of July 2021. We have one item today, application for variation of premises licence. First, I'll start with apologies, and I understand there are none. And declarations of interest. Again, none of those. I'll introduce members that are here, and then we'll move on to the agenda. My name is Ian Stupney, I'm the chair today. I've got Caroline Heckroyd, Councillor Caroline Heckroyd, Councillor Julie Brochette-Colton, Leonie, who's our committee officer, Maxine Fuller, who is Corporate Protection Licensing Advisor, and David Lowens, who is our legal advisor for the day. Okay, so that's that. And I'll ask Maxine, please, to introduce the report. Thank you.
Members are asked in accordance with the delegation of licensing functions contained in the Norwich City Council Statement of Licensing Policy, Licensing Act 2003, to consider the application for the variation of a premises licence in respect of Roger Hickman's Restaurant, 79 Upper St Giles Street, Norwich, NR2 1AB, following receipt of relevant representation. Recommended that members determine the application to vary the premises licence in accordance with the Licensing Act 2003, guidance issued under section 182 of the Licensing Act 2003, and Norwich City Council Statement of Licensing Policy. The applicant is Hickman's Restaurant Limited of 79 Upper St Giles Street, Norwich, NR2 1AB. In summary, the application seeks to add to the existing licence area the first floor room to provide the licensable activities of the sale of alcohol every day from 10 to 0100 hours the following day, and the late night refreshment every day from 2300 to 0130 the next day. The matter was originally listed to be heard on the 1st of April 2020, but had to be deferred due to the coronavirus pandemic. The applicant did not wish the matter to be listed for a remote hearing via Zoom and wanted to wait until the council was back scheduling face-to-face meetings. A copy of the existing licence and operating schedule is attached to Appendix A to the report. A copy of the application form is attached to Appendix B to the report. There was no representation from the responsible authorities. However, we did receive objection to the application, and that has been received from one local resident. A copy of the representation is attached to Appendix C to the report. We have received confirmation from the objector, Mr. Christopher Gooding, that he is unable to attend the hearing today. Attached to Appendix D are the elements of the City Council's local licensing policy, which are considered to have a bearing upon the application. Attached to Appendix E are the elements of the national guidance issued by the Secretary of State that are considered to have a bearing upon the application. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll ask you to introduce yourselves, tell us about the business and this application, and how with reference to the objection that we received, how you will manage your schedule to mitigate concerns. Thank you.
Chair, just before we get to that stage, as you know, unfortunately, you've got a black and white copy of a colour plan, and it will probably assist the committee if licensing could provide the original variation with the red line plan.
Thank you very much.
If that could be shown to the applicant so they're happy with it. Well, if we can hand in the plan that was on the application, and then we'll see where we get to.
Okay. Yeah, if you mind using your microphone, please. Please go ahead.
My name is Stephen Ficker, and I'm licensing agent making the application for this restaurant. Just before I begin, could I just, am I correct in thinking that if the objector isn't present, his objection cannot be considered?
No, you're not. We've had a relevant representation the fact he's not here to speak to it doesn't devalue it. It is still valid. It's not been withdrawn.
My understanding is that a written representation wasn't sufficient for the licensing hearing. The objector had to attend in person.
I'm not aware of that. I do have a copy of the hearing regulations if you'd like to refer me to the relevant paragraph.
Hearings, other local authority areas, that's what I experienced being.
Okay, I suggest that we pause just for a short time while we.
I recommend to the Chair, Regulation 20. If a party is not to indicate it fails to pretend to be represented, the authority may, where it considers necessary in the public interest, adjourn the hearing or hold the hearing in the party's absence. Where the authority holds the hearing in absence of the party, the authority shall consider the hearing, the application, representations or notice made by that party.
Okay, so we'll proceed as planned. David, if you wouldn't mind using the microphone.
Apologies, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry, I introduced myself. Can I pass the plan to you? The plan? Do you want that now or do you want to wait until the third plan?
Yes, I think we'll see it now, please.
I'm afraid it's a bit, I only received it from the client about an hour ago. That, I'm not do that. The area is the area that we're applying for, yes. So apologies that it's not verged.
Let's see the original, please. Chair, it appears that the applicant wishes to license an area completely different than that contained in the application.
Yes, I can see from the plans that the plan presented to us at the beginning of the meeting, as sent as part of the application. It highlights the next door, the living room of the next door flat, rather than the premises to which this application refers. So, David, process of doing that is.
Chair, the requirement of the premises license regulations 2005 require plans, and I needn't read them all out. In this case, it appears the plan does not correctly indicate the area of the variation.
Okay.
And that is the plan that will have been considered by persons who are, if they're minded to investigate the application.
Okay. So in that case, the application is therefore invalid.
It does not appear to follow the rules in a fundamental respect, namely, it does not show the area it's intended the variation to cover.
Okay. And in that
But
case,
this will be a matter for the applicant's agent to respond to.
Yes, I mean, all I can say is that the plan that I submitted with the application was the one that I was given. And I presume that's correct, but apparently it wasn't. Giving the plan to that, with a state was going into sales. Yeah, the green one.
please need to turn yours off.
I'm sorry.
Only limited number of hours.
Hello. It's obviously been an oversight when we applied for the application. And what it was, I owned part of I sold some part of the room to Chris, and that's where the discrepancy is that the plan was the original plan, and now since that I sold a bedroom, which is then a bathroom, And on the original plan, it shows a whole floor that I owned, but that plan is the actual room that we actually applied for. So the original plan was obviously the whole floor, which was wrong.
Okay, thank you. The original plan I've got here highlights just the living room as the licensable area, the living room of 77.
Which is his house, which is totally wrong.
Okay, so that means that particular plan is wrong, and that was the plan that went out to the public in the consultation. Therefore, it is this plan that the members of the public were invited to comment on. Had you highlighted a different area, we may have received, for example, representations from people on a different side of the building. So with that, I think the only way we can proceed is to ask you to submit a new application with the correct plan and to go out to consultation again. David, would that seem to be a sensible solution?
Chair, I think the failure to put forward a plan covering the area intended to be licensed is a fundamental error. It's difficult to see how it can be remedied at this stage. It's unknown whether and to what extent anybody was misled. It is possible that a person knowing the actual correct area may have been minded to write in. It's unfortunate, but I do recommend that the proceedings appear to have failed because the plan sent in the variation application does not indicate the area intended to be varied. There are a number of other matters flagged in the representation as to what it should show and doesn't. You may have taken the view that in accordance with the standard approach to human rights and seeing what is important, those minor technical errors may not have devalued the process, but to have failed to cover the right area is fundamental.
Okay, thank you. In that case, I think we will have to adjourn complete the meeting at this stage and ask the applicant to resubmit through the appropriate process, and that's in to advise you about the process. It's unfortunate and it has happened before, but as David said, the process requires the input from members of the public. If members of the public were unable to or felt that they didn't need to comment because of the plan that was submitted, then they would put it at a disadvantage through this process. So unfortunately, have to ask to start again.
Chair, to flag, there is the right to appeal, obviously, within 21 days of receipt of the written notification of this decision to a magistrate's court. I flag it now. Your representative will be aware of it, and it will also arrive on the papers.
Okay, thank you, David. So at this stage, I call